Hi guys! Today we're going over color trends for 2023 and how to bring them into your home. So Benjamin Moore, my personal favorite color line, paint, the whole nine yards. It's like the only one I ever use, to be honest. They have launched their 2023 color palette and the color of the year. Are you ready for it? Drum roll. Whatever, I could add some sound in. Okay. The color of the year is raspberry blush, and I am loving it. It is a beautiful color. So the code is 20830. I'll include in color image here. And this is what Benjamin Moore has to say about their selection for this year. Never a backdrop, raspberry blush is the definition of charismatic color. This unapologetic shade of red-orange has us thinking bold, bolder, boldest. This sentiment flows through the rest of the palette as we immerse ourselves in hues that make a statement, inspired by an artist's desire to communicate through color, shape, and sound. Color Trends 2023 was built to envelop you in vivacious color. So how do we bring this particular color into your space? So here are some suggestions for how you could bring this color in with pictures into your home. So the first one is accent walls. Now the one thing, it's so funny because I feel like I said a while ago, maybe it was even last year, that accent walls were out. They're back in again. Things go in and out, right? So an accent wall using this color is great because you get to bring in that color without committing to all the walls, of course. It makes a statement, and if it changes or your tastes change, it's fairly inexpensive to just paint over it. A powder room is an amazing way to bring this color in, and I love a powder room because there's something about going all in a powder room with a color palette and just like embracing it. Like I could see doing all the walls and the ceiling in this color and just like really giving it a whole vibe. I love when you really commit to a powder room that way. I think it's a real statement, and it's like a little tiny jewel within the home that you can really kind of like go crazy in, like wallpaper, color, all that kind of stuff. We've talked about this in our trends video, and that is the mudroom laundry room. I feel like laundry isn't the funnest thing in the world always, so adding a splash of color in that space just really makes it feel wonderful. So I think that's a really great space to bring and utilize this color in. And it's usually not completely connected with the rest of your home in the sense of, you kind of close off your laundry room from other spaces, so you could maybe, do something a little bit funkier in there. So if you're not willing to commit to painting walls within your home this color, which I totally understand, not all of us want to be painting all the time. So there is a way that you could bring in some decor pieces in these color tones that could really help like add that touch of raspberry blush to your space. So a great accent piece would be like a throw pillow. I found these stunning throw pillows. They're velvet, just this absolutely gorgeous color. It's a little bit deeper than the raspberry blush, but it has that same tone to it on Etsy. I will include the link to this below. It is beautiful, and I think would make a really nice, accent piece to your space. You could add it in your bedroom, on your bed. You could add it on your couch. You could add it with like a little chair or settee or something. There's a lot of ways to kind of bring in just touches of these colors into your space that would just make such a great statement. So another great item that you could bring into your space would be a piece of artwork. What I love about artwork, especially if it's not like expensive, high-end, like, something that's an actual artist did, but just more generic, is that you can have certain pieces that you just flip out kind of depending on what you're into at the time. So something like this could be great to add into a space, but you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money to like get that vibe in the space. And then if you get tired of it, you could switch it out, maybe put it in a different room, give it to a friend, whatever. There's lots of options. And the last item that I'm like gonna highlight for decor item that I thought was super cute was just some like little utensils in these pink tones, just bringing in a touch of it in your kitchen. So like think of stuff like vases, bowls, little sculptures, things like that you can kind of bring in where you just have little touches of this color throughout, which can just bring a really like soft and subtle touch of this color into your space. And I mean, I love pink. I used to have a pink side table in my dining room. I flippin' loved it. I did sell it on like Facebook Marketplace because it just didn't fit in the new home. But now I'm like, darn, I wish I had kept it. Not that I have anywhere to put it, but I still really love that piece. I love pink. So I know, probably hard to tell with all the black, but I do really like pink. So I'm loving this year's color. However, Benjamin Moore, although they have the color of the year, they do have a color palette for 2023, and it's not all just pinks. So if you're not willing to commit to the raspberry blush, there's a great selection of colors that Benjamin's put together as the color palette for 2023. So the colors are Tofino Sunset, Cinnamon, Wenge, Savannah Green, New Age, Starry Night Blue, and North Sea Green. Honestly, if you're a maximalist who loves bold colors, I say play with these within your space. Like, this is a maximalist's dream if you're a maximalist that loves a lot of color. I think that these colors are stunning. So what I love about paint is that it's really the most affordable way to update and transform your space without spending a whole lot of money. Another fun way to bring in, any of these colors similar to above through accents and throw pillows. But if you're really bold and really want to commit, bringing these in through your furniture pieces would be super amazing. I've been seeing so much velvets lately, and I feel like these tones really read well in a velvet settee or a side chair. I was just at HomeSense recently, and they had this gorgeous, it was probably like the Tofino Sunset color, like this beautiful, beautiful color. And it was not tufted. I don't know what you call it. I'll show a picture of one, like with the lines that kind of go down. I absolutely love it. I actually talked about, it was called the Bob sofa, like 2 years ago when I started this channel, on a commercial furniture that you can use in residential, and it has that same detail to it. I'll include an image. I just love that look. So it's really trendy now in like residential, which is awesome, but with the velvet and it's just chef's kiss. Love it. What I love about these color palettes is that, of course, you can use them on your walls. They would look amazing, brought in as a color story. However, if you don't want to commit to the walls, I have found a bunch of different decor pieces in each of these similar-ish tones. Of course, it's not exactly the same color, but I definitely wanted to find some items that if you're not willing to commit, or you just really like the colors but you don't really know how you're going to use them, you could bring them in through like accent pieces. So out of the full palette, the Tofino Sunset, I found this really great vase that has that same kind of blushy tone to it, almost desert-like, and it's from Bouclair. I thought it was super simple, beautiful, a nice way to bring in this color into your space. The cinnamon one, I feel like I've seen a lot of stuff in cinnamon lately. I feel like that color has just kind of blown up all over the place. And I found these absolutely adorable puffs on Etsy that fall in this color palette. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is super cute. I think you could use it in a kid's room. You could use it in a living room. You could use it pretty much anywhere. It's kind of just like a little decorative soft poof. If you have kids, they'll probably love it. So I thought these were super cute and a great way to bring in a touch of cinnamon into your space. The Wenge, because it's such a dark chocolate brown, my personal suggestion is just to bring in touches of this. Now, of course, you could totally do I have this room in black. You could totally do it a room in, that dark, deep brownie. Probably would read almost as a black, to be honest. So I love boho, and I'm always kind of looking for interesting little boho pieces. And I found this throw pillow that has like this little bit of that dark chocolate brown in it that I thought that's the way that I would personally bring this color into my space. I don't know. I'll be very honest with you. I don't love that color. Walls. I don't not like the color. I don't love it for walls. I like it as an accent because I feel like it's like when we use black, like it's that deep, rich color that you need to really like balance and add some weight to a space. Me personally, I just don't think I could paint my walls brown. So I would definitely do the Wenge in like in an accent piece. That's me personally. So that's why I wanted to pull this just simple way that I would personally do it. I try to always give advice of like what I would do because, yeah, I don't want to say stuff and be like, I would never do that. Because the reality is I'd never paint my walls brown. But that's just me. And if you want to paint your walls brown, paint your walls brown. Go for it. Okay, the Savannah Green. Now, I love green in plants because, I mean, I have lots of plants. So I love greenery. This is one of those paint colors that I think you'll either love it or you'll hate it. It reminds me of, to be honest, the early 2000s. We had a very olive tone green that was really in. It's kind of like the new version of that is the way I see it. That being said, I feel like this color in accent pieces would look really gorgeous. So I found this one on Amazon that has these little votives for candles, and they're in different shades of green, and it kind of has that color in it. And I thought, oh, I love that, because you kind of get like this layering effect, almost like plants, right? Because like they have different shades. So that's the way I would personally bring this color into the space. I just think it would look really nice as like these beautiful little glass pieces. I actually had something in this color that was, I think it was for like whiskey or something. It was like these little, I don't even know what it's for, but it was a little set that you had little shot glasses, like little glass ones, and this like pourry thing, but I don't even know what it's for, but it was definitely in this color. And I had it back when I had my other color palette, like my first house eons ago in, yes, the early 2000s, when olive green was super popular. Also, interestingly, caramel. I feel like we've just kind of like updated those from like caramel to cinnamon and from like olive green to Savannah green. Interesting. Everything's cyclical, right? The next color on the palette is New Age. This one is, I talked about this in the last video, is a lavender color. It is super soft. We talked about how that's really hot this year. As much as like raspberry blush is the color of the year, we are seeing a lot of trends kind of go more towards the lavender. So this is that lavender tone. If you did, again, same type of things, powder room, paint, accent walls, you could totally use this color. It's almost a neutral though, because it's so subtle and so soft, but it's got obviously that pinky undertone. So I would bring this in personally as an accent. I found these adorable little kiss pillows. I thought it could look really cute on a bed or in a kid's room, just like little lips. They're just super cute. And they're just on Etsy, and I thought that's a really cute way to bring in just a little subtle hint of this. But again, there's a lot of furniture pieces in this lavender color. I feel like it was Wayfair furniture. They have a lot of these velvet like chairs, and I believe they had one in this color, and just absolutely beautiful. I think it's a great way to bring in this accent color as well. I love a blue moment. The Starry Night Blue that Benjamin Moore put on the list is absolutely beautiful. It kind of gives me royal blue vibes. It's almost got like a jewel tone to it. I feel like we see this in Art Deco a lot. Like I love the boldness of this color. And I was thinking, would I paint my walls that color? And you know what? I don't know if I would. I almost think I would use it more like I still might commit to something like an island, like painting an island base in this color. I think would look really sharp because it adds that pop of life to kind of something that could be boring otherwise. I also like the thought of bringing in artwork, like something that's kind of bold and big, but not the whole wall. I don't know what it is. I love blue, but this blue, a royal blue, it's very, very powerful, I feel like, as a color. Like it can overtake a space if you use it on all the walls. That's the way I feel about it. But I love the color. I found these really cute trays at Indigo. I don't know if you guys have that in the US. I guess you guys have like Barnes and Noble. They might have something like that too. But basically like a tray that you could put like on a coffee table, like a coffee table tray. And I love that color where you could bring it in accents because it is such a strong, beautiful color that if you aren't into adding in too much boldness, I feel like this you could add in a lot of pieces and they're gonna pop because it's like that very beautiful hue of blue that's very gem-like. So I think it's a great color. So North Sea Green is this absolutely stunning color. I actually painted my laundry room a very similar color before this came out, and I actually color matched it to the background of my wallpaper because anyways, I'll show you an image of it just so you can kind of get what I'm talking about. But I painted 2 walls just because there was a lot of cabinetry on one wall and I didn't want to have to deal with wallpaper all around that. So we wallpapered 2 walls and I painted 2 walls. And the paint matches the background of the wallpaper, well, as close as they could get for a color match. And it's really similar to this color and I absolutely love it. It is a really welcoming color, a very subdued but bold color. Like, I don't feel like it overwhelms the senses. That's just me personally. So I feel like this is one that you could commit to a space. You could do a powder room, you could do a laundry room, you could do a living room. I mean, you could do a room, a bedroom. Like, this color is a beautiful color. That being said, I was watching Designing Miami, and they had done this built-in with these two stools that were covered in velvet in a very similar color. And it was like that pop of color that the space needed. And I've had that in my brain since I saw it. I'm like, those were so pretty. I really love them. Well, the Bay has very similar, a little bit different, and it has a gold accent. It's actually very Art Deco, but it has it in a bunch of different colors, but it has it in a similar color to this paint color, which I thought, oh my gosh, that's a way you could bring a little bit of this into your space. Like if you had like a little makeup station and then you had that, it would just look amazing. So anyways, so what I'm loving about this color palette is it has a nice juxtaposition to it. It's got bold, it's got soft. I feel like you could incorporate these colors in a lot of different ways into your space, whether it's through accents or whether you're committing and painting a space in one of these colors. I think it's a really fun and enjoyable color palette, and I'm super excited to see how I can bring some of this into my space. And I've already got one, so hey, that's awesome. If you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely, give it a thumbs up, and also let me know if you made it this far, what color did you love the most out of the Benjamin Moore color palette? I'm really curious to see what people are gravitating towards. And if you haven't yet checked out my design trends for 2023, I'll include a link for that video here. I'll also include a list for my maximalist videos because I got a bunch of them. So you might find some stuff you like in there too. All right, guys, until next time, bye.